Master Yoda, I was just resting my eyes and. Oh, it's you. Well, what do you want? Training? Oh, if I lost the best. Alright. What do you want to go over? Basic lightsaber dueling and such? I guess that's fair. Let me just see if I can find it here somewhere. Well, of course I don't have it on my person when I sleep. Can you imagine if I accidentally turn it on while I'm sleeping? I know that look. You're probably wondering why we're training with lightsabers instead of, like, say, blasters, right? Alright, I'll humor you. You see that blaster over there? Grab it. Did I stutter? I said, grab it. Let me just set this up. Okay. So, you probably want to know why a blaster wouldn't be the best choice of weapon for, like, say, a Jedi Master. Which, since there's no real Jedi Master around here, I guess I will have to do. So, try to shoot me. No, I'm dead serious. Try to shoot me. Ha! You see? Go ahead. Try it again. Yeah, Darth Vader isn't the only one who could do that trick. Does it hurt? Like a son of a gun, but, you know, it comes with the territory. Is there anything about the Jedis that I do at least hold true? Now that's an interesting question. Well, I guess there is that sense of honor when it comes to fighting someone. For example, if I were to fight a Sith, you know, of course I'm not going to strike them down when they're unarmed. It's really uncivilized. Well, truly, you know, it would be beneath us to basically strike them down when they are weak. Now, if we were to strike them while they were armed, then it's all in fair game. Now, there's an interesting follow-up. Why did I become a Jedi? I seem to have some personalities of Sith, as you probably noticed. Well, truth be told, I was actually approached by the Jedi. And being very desperate, they wanted me to become, you know, part of their little group, in a manner of speaking. Why did I say yes? Because they were the first ones to approach me. Granted, the way that the Sith have run things in the past have been non-successful, to put it lightly. But just the whole obsession, that's the thing I never really understood. Just to get greed of power, lust, and overstimulate with all this nonsense. I mean, sure, it may seem nice at first, you know, that little bit of an artificial high that you can get, like from those smoking sticks. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna basically preach to those guys. And it's just. That's the thing people don't realize. Balance. Where there is light, there will always be darkness. And consequently, the closer you get to the light, the greater the darkness becomes. In many ways, where you try to basically surround the world with light, you end up shrouding it in darkness in some sad, poetic way. Alright? Now grab that lightsaber. Yeah, the one right next to you. Well, of course that's yours. I'm still looking for mine. Let's see. No. Nope. Wait a minute. Of course. We do not speak of this. Well, of course it's going to be the last place I look. I would... You know what? Never mind. Okay. So, when you're battling with a Sith, they will do whatever it takes to win. Now, granted, there are some Sith Lords that do have some sense of honor. They don't believe in striking someone when they are down. And for some, there's even the fun of the sport. You know, hunting young Padawans just for the sake of it. Oh, you've heard of that. Order 66. Yeah. Was very tragic. The thing is, as much as you try to wipe them out, to wipe out the Jedi, they will always come back. There will always be a balance in the Force, because as much as darkness tries to take over the light, without the light, they cannot exist. And in contrast, where light tries to overtake the darkness, in the process, sometimes they get engulfed. It's just the extremes that I can't handle. The whole back and forth, you know. There's a reason they call it the balance in the Force. It's not dominant with light or dominant with darkness. Now, we're going to try this again. I just want you to try relaxing. You know, just relax. Maybe not to the extreme of me sleeping, but something of that nature. Think of it as a life force. Something that's a part of you. Okay. You feel that? That's the thing about the Force. It runs through everything, living and non-living. That is why so many people claim to be one with the Force. It is why this religion has many followers, even those who do not qualify to be even Padawans. There are some who have the ability to do great things, and some who have the ability to do horrible things. The difference is what you decide to do with it. In actuality, anyone is capable of feeling or being a part of the Force, but only a select few have enough will or that extra flair to do something with it. Yeah, as much as the Force is everywhere and part of everything, there are only a few who are selected, who are a little more in touch with it. When I was interviewed, it was a bit of a unique experience. They asked me some genuine questions. They said, "What do you hope to accomplish in life?" And I said, honestly and truthfully, I wanted to start a family. The council was a bit perplexed that someone who has as much capability as I did, according to them, not me. Frankly, I probably have as much force as maybe, say, I don't even know. But I just didn't think I had that much. But they were surprised at my genuine honesty. They looked at me sincerely and truthfully. And when I just said I wanted to start a family, they were perplexed. Why would someone who wants to become a Jedi want to start a family? And I said I didn't want to be a Jedi. I was honest with them. I figured, what have I got to lose? Worst case scenario, they just say, "Get out of here, kid, you're not made for the Jedi." But they saw something in me. Something I didn't see in myself. Truth of the matter is, they saw the potential. So they gave me a Jedi Master and I was a Padawan, similar to you. And I tried my best to please my master. But I had several quarrels and we did butt heads, They were very much a traditionalist, they didn't believe that Jedi should marry or do any of these things. And me being a curious child, I kept asking how come. And it got to a point where I was asking so many questions that he would just earbud himself, just rip off some parts of his pillows or blankets and just shove them in his ears. He was one of the best teachers I ever had, though. Was always patient. Didn't believe in stupid questions. Only stupid answers. I didn't get it either. So, when I finally became a Padawan, they just said that they had interviewed a lot of children and a lot of people. But the fact that I was so genuine and pure with my answer, they couldn't help but be admired. Now, that doesn't mean we always agree. We often butt heads more times than I care to admit. But they looked at me in a different light. Just as I am with you. Now, we could do some force training, but I figured might as well at least get you down to the basics of the lightsaber. Draw your blade and assume your position. Because when it comes to teaching, we don't go by textbooks. We go through the school of hard knocks. Prepare yourself, my young Padawan.